in that ball game 4-2.
Well, over the course of the pennant drive here in 2010, it's apparent the Twins have found their third baseman. In fact, if you didn't know Danny Valencia was a rookie, you sure wouldn't be able to tell by how he's performed on the field.
Well, you know what? I think it's the guys in the clubhouse that has really welcomed Danny Valencia. And I tell you what, he has taken to hitting major league pitching, because you can see where the spray chart is for Danny Valencia, where most of his hits go to left field, center, some to right. But in last night's ball game, a home run, his third. 2 of the 3 home runs hit here at Target Field. And so far, he has loved Target Field, hitting .455 here. And this young man's fun to watch, and he's played outstanding defense at third base.
And one of the reasons the Twins have seen the lead grow in the division, they've had a very balanced offensive attack from Denard Span all the way through the 9th spot in the batting order. We'll talk about that when we get set for Game 2 with the Oakland A's in just a moment. Northland Ford dealer, or go to northlandford.com. By Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. And by GMC. We are professional grade.
It's a bit of a chilly start to the afternoon here at Target Field, but the sun's coming up. We're warming up nicely for the Twins and A's in Game 2. I'm Marnie Gellner. Last night, the Twins' offense was rather quiet, just 1 run on 5 hits, and that is unusual for this team, especially the way the Twins' offense has been going lately. And since the All-Star break, the overall record the Twins have is the best in all of baseball, 42-17. And since the break, the team batting average, runs scored per game, and doubles hit are all tops in the big league. Pitching as well, team ERA is second in Major League Baseball. The production offensively, though, has been coming from up and down the lineup, and balance has been a big key for the Twins this season.
I think that's what you need to win, is, to have a different guy every night. And, over the years, I think Morneau and myself have gotten a lot of the credit, but, there's been Kadires driving in 100. There's been Kubel, hitting, 30 home runs. So there's been guys up and down the lineup to produce. And, this last series, it seems like this last month, it's been a different guy every night, and it's been really nice to see.
And it's great to see when the Twins get the offense and the pitching going. Kevin Slowey in his career against the A's is 3-0 with a 1.38 ERA. Let's try to keep that up next.
back to right after the All-Star break when the Indians won back-to-back home games here at Target Field. And that was back on July 19th and 20th. So the A's will try to do that here this afternoon with this Menards batting order. Coco Crisp finishing strong in his first year with Oakland. Derek Barton, Mark Ellis, Jack Cust, Landon Powell, Rajai Davis, Aki Iwamura, Chris Carter, and Cliff Pennington.
And let's take a look at the Jeep Scatter report on Kevin Slowey, making his 27th start. Oh, we talked about it in the opening. He no-hit the A's over 7 innings last month on August 15th, and very good career numbers against the Oakland A's in 4 career starts. He's 3-0, but a very good 1.38 earned run average.
Northland Ford defense for the Twins, similar to what we had last night. Young, Revere, and Repko across the outfield. Valencia, Hardy, Hudson, and Kadire around the infield. And Butera behind the plate with Joe Mauer, the designated hitter today. And Ben Revere making his 2nd consecutive start in place of Denard Span, who's still dinged up with a sore shoulder.
Yeah, Span told me last night that he can throw. He could probably play some defense late in the ball game, but it's that right shoulder that's just bothering him on that dive in Chicago a couple days ago.
So here's Crisp to get things started. A couple of hits in the ball game last night and a run scored. And Slowey starts him with a fastball and strike 1. Crisp, Barton, and Ellis in the Oakland first. High fly, short center. And Revere has it measured 1 away.
Well, Kevin Slowey spent some time on a disabled list. This is his 3rd start since being activated. He went 4 innings against the Kansas City Royals and then 5 in his last start in Cleveland, where he ended up getting a win in a victory over the Indians. But they're looking for his 13th win. Slowey's all about control. You can see 28 walks in 147 innings pitched with 107 strikeouts.
And a drive to right on the first pitch to Barton. Hit in the general direction of Repko and a quick second out.
Boy, you gotta love that. That's how you get deep into the ball game is to have innings like this. Slowey's he's a fly ball pitcher. Already 2 fly ball outs. When he can get quick outs, that means maybe he can get into the 6th or 7th inning.
And ultimately, when he had the 7 no-hit innings, it was the pitch count that took him out of the ball game, nothing more than that. And so the quicker he can get the outs, the deeper he'll be able to go in the ball game. And
I think, Dick, one thing Rick Anderson and Ron Gardenhire do a good job of, and that's protecting the arms of these young pitchers. And Slowey's still a young pitcher. He's in his 4th season with the Twins, 26 years old. You have a no-hitter going for 7 innings. You don't want to come out of that ball game. Slowey did not want to come out of that ball game, but he was still bothered by that arm a little bit, and then eventually it put him on a disabled list.
He would much rather, I suspect, pitch in the World Series if the Twins were to get that far, than to take a bid through the 8th inning and through the 9th inning for a no-hitter. 1-2 to Mark Ellis. Ellis got a big RBI hit for the A's last night, and he flips another one foul. Beautiful day here at Target Field. Another sellout crowd here. Not only have the Twins not lost back-to-back games here at home in nearly 2 months, they've only lost 2 series in the second half of the year. Here's a tapper back to the mound. Slowey will leave it for Hardy. And an 8-pitch, 1-2-3 first inning for Kevin Slowey. Beautiful Saturday afternoon for baseball. The Menard batting order for the Twins. Ben Revere in the leadoff spot again. Orlando Hudson hitting second. Joe Mauer, Michael Kadire, Delman Young, Danny Valencia, J.J. Hardy, Jason Repko, and Drew Butera.
And the Dodge Ram Scouting Report on left-handed starter. Third left-hander in a row the Twins have seen is Dallas Braden making his 27th start. He's struggled as of late over his last 3 starts, all in September. 0-3, very high 6.32 ERA. And he's looking for his first win against the Twins. Slowy's had good success. It hasn't been that successful for Dallas Braden. 0-1 in 5 starts against the Twins.
Down and in to Ben Revere. Went hitless, but drew the Twins' hope would be a critical walk in the 8th inning. Twins couldn't do anything with it. And a strike called 1-1.
Dallas Braden, a lot like Mark Burley, doesn't take a lot of time between pitches. He throws a little bit harder than Burley, but he'll come right at you.
3-hopper to second. Mark Ellis has an easy play. Revere retired, 1 away. The A's out in the field. Already seen Mark Ellis at second base. There's the outfield. Chris Carter in left, Coco Crisp in center, Rajai Davis in right. Uemura, Pennington, Ellis, Barton. Landon Powell's got to become Dallas Braden's personal catcher. The tandem has done very well together, so he gets the start behind the plate today.
Hey, that was a good at-bat for Ben Revere. He got the ball by the pitcher. So he's progressing. Maybe next time it'll be in the outfield.
Orlando Hudson takes a strike.
No, just kidding with Revere. Last night in 3 at-bats. He walked in his 4th one, which Ron Gardenhire said that was a huge at-bat late in the ball game. But his first 3 at-bats, he hit the ball back to Brett Anderson, who pitched an outstanding ball game last night against the Twins.
You know, that's one thing that should be pointed out. You don't like to lose ball games, first game of a series or a homestand, but to beat the Twins these days, you've got to pitch your tail off. The only game the Twins lost on the road trip. Ooh, what a snag by Barton. A wicked hop, and he was able to get the ball in the glove. Hudson retired for out number 2.
Yeah, the deep short right there. Pennington had a little bit of trouble getting that ball out of his glove, so he kind of hurried his throw. And then this short hop right here, very nice play by Derek Martin. Watch right here, that ball coming up on him, and a little double clutch and a little sinker over to Barton, but he's able to keep his foot on the bag and keep the ball in his glove. Nice play.
Here's the designated hitter, Joe Mauer. Mauer DHing, Butera catching, and Mauer, as we showed you, great numbers against Dallas Braden. There's a pitch inside. Just to finish the point, with the exception of that ugly loss here against Detroit, 10-9, the Twins and Tigers kicked the ball around in the field an awful lot in that game. There's Mauer with a little pop-up. You've got to beat the Twins. You got to out-pitch them. The scores and the losses for the last month or so, 2-1, 3-1 scores like that. 8 pitches for Braden in his first.
be available later in the game to either play in the field or pinch run, but not to hit, because swinging the bat is where he's experiencing some trouble with the shoulder. That means Ben Revere again gets the start in center field. He's the leadoff hitter, and yesterday Revere said he was nervous for the first few innings especially. He relaxed as the game went on a little bit, but Dick and Bert, he only got one fly ball in center field, and that came late in the game, so he said he was just a little anxious waiting for that ball. I'm sure he's going to see a little more action out there today. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but either way, Revere is gaining mountains of experience in these two games.
Yeah, thank you very much, Marnie. As long as Revere catches it in the air and not on that first top, that'll be a good time. But, he got the fly ball off the bat of Coco Crisp right off the get-go. Yeah. You know what? And if you're not nervous at this level, then you shouldn't be playing the game. I don't care how much time you have in. When you take that field, there is adrenaline flowing, and you're pretty excited.
It's how you handle the nervous energy, right? I mean, you took the mound in World Series twice, and how could you not be nervous? But you've got to channel it and deal with it and process it and not let it affect your performance.
Yeah, I took it 4 times in the World Series. I tell you what, you are nervous. Your stomach is turning, but once you throw that first pitch, or once you're up at that bat, swinging that bat, then your nerves calm down a little bit, but it stays there throughout the ball game. Even Kevin Slowey here, he may look calm, collected, but you know what? He wants to win here today.
3-2 pitch to Cust, lifted foul over the Oakland dugout.
And he's done that throughout his career. 38 wins, only 21 losses for Kevin Slowey, making his 81st Major League start.
And most of his wins coming here in Minnesota, either at the Metrodome or here at Target Field. 24-8 in his home ballpark. Home ballparks, I guess I should say. Long look in to Butera, now the 3-2. Right down the middle.
Well, Jack Cust last night hit a home run off of Nick Blackburn, also added a double. Good pitch right there. In a great location. That's Kevin Slowey. When he's on, he's down in the strike zone. Last couple starts, I know he's building that arm back up, coming off that disabled list, but too many pitches up in the strike zone. Good pitch right there, first strikeout.
There's Landon Powell, check swing, and they'll appeal. Ball 1. John Hirschbeck, the third base ump. James Hoy, the home plate ump. Twins playing here, and about the time this game is done, the White Sox will play the Tigers. A little bit low, I guess, 2-0.
Yeah, Powell in his second season with the Oakland A's, a switch hitter, hitting .233 as a left-handed hitter, 185. You mentioned, Dick, that he's kind of Dallas Braden's personal catcher right now. We saw that with Drew Butera and Carl Pavano for a while. Also gives Kurt Suzuki some time off, their everyday catcher.
2-1 to Powell. And the unusual start time today, a noon start after a night game last night. In the case of the Twins, Mauer was going to get last night off, maybe catch today, but then he ended up catching the end of the ball game last night. And another day game tomorrow. Expect to see Mauer behind the plate for the series finale. 2-2. And another full count.
A tough pitch to lay off right there. Good take by Powell.
And a deep drive to right. And he got away with one 3-2 pitch, but not the second. Powell clubs a home run, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, second home run. Now they went inside right here, and Drew Butera sat inside, but Kevin Slowey, he's a strike thrower, but he left the ball over the plate. And Powell hitting his second home run of the year. See that ball come back over the plate, and Powell put a good swing on it. So the A's, who do not hit a lot of home runs, only 93 now on the year. Hit one last night, and so far here this afternoon for Kevin Slowey, that's his 20th home run he's allowed.
Davis squares to bunt. Ball made contact with the bat. 1 strike. It'll be Davis and then Iwamura. And oh, what a catch! J.J. Hardy climbs the ladder for out number 2.
Well, Rajai Davis hit this ball sharply, but the timing of J.J. Hardy's leap was perfect. Got the barrel out front. J.J. Hardy leaping and needed every inch that he could get up right there to get the second out.
Here's Akinori Iwamura. Slowly hits the outside corner. And again on the outside corner. And that ends the inning. A couple of full counts to start the inning. Slowly struck out one guy on a 3-2 pitch. Powell hit a home run on the next 3-2 pitch. A 40-mile stretch of the North Shore from Two Harbors to Little Marais called the Lake Superior Water Trail. And I'm guessing the leaves are turning up there, and it's just absolutely gorgeous this time of year. 1-0 Oakland, and Michael Cuddyer will lead off the second. And Braden delivers strike 1. Cuddyer, Young, and Valencia hitting in the middle of the Twins lineup today. Strike 2.
Well, working the inner half of the plate and with some giddy up on it. He's one of those pitchers like a Mark Burley that, you know, you look at the radar gun and you say, boy, that looks faster than 86 or 87, but it's his delivery, very quick delivery, and the ball kind of explodes out of his hand. He's also got a very good changeup, which makes that fastball at 86, 87 seem sometimes to hitters 92 or 93. There's the changeup right there.
Little roller to short. Pennington, better throw this time, 1 away. And that'll bring up Delmon Young. Twins baseball this afternoon brought to you in Sony High Definition. So 1 gone in the second, and Young to the plate. Twins starting the ball game with Span, Kubel, and Thome all on the bench. And so Young moves up from his typical 7th spot in the batting order, moving up to 5th.
Yeah, Twins don't have a lot of at-bats against Braden. Delmon Young the most. He pops this ball straight up.
Mark Ellis
will make the catch for the second out.
We can Catch all your Viking action Sundays on Fox Sports North this week at 10 a.m. Ann Carroll gets an update on Sidney Rice and Percy Harvin to find out when the Vikings expect them back. Then at 10:30, join Paul Allen to preview the home opener against Miami and find out what Greg Camarillo thinks of facing his former teammates. Watch Vikings Weekly at 10, followed by Vikings Game Plan at 10:30 Sunday on Fox Sports North. 2 down, here's Danny Valencia, homered last night for the lone run the Twins were able to score in the ball game. Also added a single and a walk.
I mentioned that the Twins haven't seen Braden a lot. Dalman Young was 17 at bats, now 18 against Braden. That's not a lot of at bats against someone like a Dallas Braden. So the advantage is to the pitcher when you haven't faced a club a lot of times, if you could make your pitches like that.
James Hoy with a generous strike zone, it looks like, here in the early innings.
I think that's a very good pitch right there. Take a look at it right here. What's our Fox track say? Perfect. See, a little bit on the corner.
Valencia hooks it foul. I forget, what position did you play in the big league?
I was a shortstop.
1-2 to Valencia.
Howell going in even further.
And Valencia with a base hit to center.
Well, we saw, Roy Smalley, I know you did something on the pregame about breaking down the swing for Danny Valencia. That pitch right there was supposed to be inside. He left it out over the plate, and Valencia getting another hit here at Target Field.
Yeah, that's a perfect example of what I was talking about in the pregame show, Dick and Bert. He stays, his hands go back, and then he stays inside the ball. And by what I mean by that is his hands come inside close to his body, and he's hitting back out through the ball into center field. That's what allows him to get so many hits to center and to right, and to get some soft hits like that one was.
Braden again pounding that fastball over the inside corner. J.J. Hardy, the hitter, is average on the climb up to 273.
Currently on an 8-game hitting streak.
Hardy at the All-Star break is hitting 226. You see Valencia with his lead at first. So in the second half, Hardy's kicked his batting average up almost 50 points. 1-2. Of course, he had the wrist problem. Kind of hard to swing the bat when your hands don't feel good. Braden just drilling that inside corner or in off the plate.
Well, he's a pitcher that likes to pitch in, and then it's the circle changeup that he gets guys out in front, like he did to Kadire.
There's
a changeup right there.
And it's driven to right, sending Davis back to the warning track in the shadows to make the catch. Twins get a hit in the second, but they trail 1-0.
For the scratch-off lottery tickets for Karen from South Dakota, who will be celebrating the big 5-0 in just a couple of weeks here at the end of September. And Karen, you told me you don't even like birthdays.
Oh, not really, but if it means being circled by Bert, that's great.
Well, guess what? You just get circled by Bert today. And your sign says your wishes will come true when you hear Bert say you are hereby circled. So, Bert, would you please give Karen a you are hereby circled?
Yes, Karen, you are hereby circled, and happy birthday to you. That ball line fouled. That fan, look at that. He dropped it. 50 years old. That's awesome. Welcome to the 50s. And 200 more days until my birthday.
Wow. DeSmet, South Dakota, by the way, just a little bit west of Brookings. Well, for Carter, almost got his first major league hit here.
Yeah, 0 for 27, and must have taken his eye off the ball. Hit him in the wrist.
0 for 27, 11 strikeouts. And now he's up there with 2 strikes, and there's his 12th strikeout. So Carter's futility continues. He's approaching a modern-day record for hitless at bats at the start of a career.
That's a shame, too, because you know what? I mean, this guy right here, you can see he's a great-looking athlete, and it becomes more of a mental thing because now you open up the paper, he probably maybe Twitters or whatever, and everybody's, saying, hey, what's wrong, and it becomes more of a mental thing than definitely a physical thing with that young man.
Pennington takes ball 1. Pennington in the game last night delivered a double and a single in his last 2 at bats, and now Revere gets a chance. And there's out number 2. Roy Smalley, Kevin Slowey would seem to be the type of pitcher that would benefit greatly from a larger than average strike zone.
You know, you guys were talking about, and Bert mentioned that he throws strikes, but the difference for Kevin Slowey is the difference between throwing strikes and where you throw it in the strike zone. If a guy's got overpowering stuff, I call it command of the strike zone important. Can I throw it over the plate? But Kevin Slowey needs command in the strike zone. That means we know he can throw it over, but can he throw the ball where he wants to? And Bert talked about it last inning. He wanted to throw the ball in the inside corner, left it out back over the plate. He has command of the strike zone. He needs command in the strike zone to be effective. Those 2 pitches right there are what he needs to do the whole ball game.
You know what, Roy? That home plate is 17 inches. And the idea for Kevin Slowey, and he's a control-type pitcher, to make that plate a 23-inch plate. How do you do that? When Butera sits in, get it in there. You can see that right there. Butera wanted that ball in. Now, if I'm Kevin Slowey, I want that pitch called again because Butera's going to sit inside again. Now, get it in there.
I agree, Bert.
Still not far enough. That's the mind game you have to deal out on that mound is when that catcher sits inside, get it in there. That's how you make that plate grow.
And Revere will get another chance. Nice running catch showing off his speed in center field. And Slowey has a 1-2-3 third. the word value followed by a space and the player's name to short code 234-234. And we'll have the final tabulation in our postgame show. Jason Repko taking ball one. It'll be Repko, Butera, and Revere in the third against Dallas Braden. And foul out of play. 1-1. Each team with a hit. Oakland's hit went over the fence. The Twins' hit dropped into center field. At the knees. 1-2.
Yeah, Repko's never faced Braden, but Braden, he spent about a month on a disabled list with the elbow problem.
Braden trying to come back inside with that fastball.
You know, when he pitched that perfect game in May, after that he really struggled and then had some arm problems. Had a great ball snapped in the barrel of the bat going out toward left field.
He didn't win again till after the All-Star break, July 25th, with his next win after his May 9th perfect game.
You know what? These Oakland A pitchers, Braden comes into this ballgame with 12 losses, but a 3.56 earned run average. You can even see he's 5-10 since May 11th. Yeah, 10 losses, but look at the earned run average. I mean, very good. This Oakland A ball club has just had a tough time all season long supporting the starters here in Oakland.
Repko with a fly to center. Long run for the center fielder, and Crisp will let it drop. Repko has a leadoff single here in the third. You can visit the official online shop of the Twins at twinsbaseball.com. You can browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, authentic classics for the whole family. Get geared up for the postseason at the official source at twinsbaseball.com shop, except no substitutes.
I got this at the Twins Pro Shop.
I got this a long time ago. Yeah, a red Letterman's jacket type thing. Hadn't planned on wearing it, but I spilled coffee all over my shirt.
So I had to wear this.
So you had to wear that. So,
but it's nice. It's a little chilly.
Well, yeah, but you know,
perfect day.
Basically, you and I are just fans anyway. We ought to be wearing what the fans wear. Here's a little chopper towards short. Pennington slings it over. Butera retired, and Repko advances to second. And so the tying run is at second. Ben Revere can do a lot of things in this at bat. He can get his first major league hit and run batted in. And the one thing they've been confident of in Revere is his hitting. He's hit over 300 in every of his professional seasons, including this year when he got hit in the face about a month and a half ago.
You want to hit at the major league level, you have to be consistent. And look at that. Against left-handers this year at AA, he hit .319. Hit .305 overall. So he hangs in there tough.
There's a high drive to right field. Davis going back. Again in the shadows, he makes the catch. And Repko will advance to third.
A short, compact swing right there by Ben Revere. And hit it a long way, and the fans here appreciating that. Good swing.
He's gaining on it.
He sure is. 3 ground ball outs to the pitcher yesterday. A ground ball to second in his first at bat. And then the pop right there. Then he took Davis to the warning track, but the second out.
Seemed like throughout the Chicago series, whenever the Twins needed a 2-out hit, when they needed a 2-out hit, they got one. And now Hudson at the plate, and the Twins would like to get a 2-out hit, get this game tied up. At the knee, strike one to Orlando Hudson. It'll bounce her to short his first time up. And Powell backhands it, blocks it, 1-1. Hit well to center. Crisp going back. And he makes a catch on the warning track.
Wow.
So
Hudson gave it a ride.
Revere and Hudson each send one to the warning track, but the bottom line is Repko stranded at third, and it's still 1-0.
Bring you sign, and you go to foxsportsnorth.com, click on to Circle Me Burt tab, and you'll see and hopefully get signed and get an opportunity to come up to the booth. Winning sections will be announced the morning before each game on foxsportsnorth.com and kfan.com.
2 strikes to Derek Barton, who fouled a fly out on the first pitch he saw in the first inning. Get a fly ball to Repko and right. So far this series, remindful of the series the Twins played in Cleveland last weekend when they ran into some good starting pitching. Runs were at a premium, and yet the Twins took 2 out of 3 after losing the first game of the series. That's the challenge here. They've got Braden today and another left-hander tomorrow. Some players have been dealing with some little nicks here or there, so some of those players getting some time off. Little tapper left side. Hardy over to Kanier, 1 away. So 1 gone in the 4th. That'll bring up Mark Ellis. And the Twins, even in losing last night, saw the magic number reduced to 7, which keeps it still mathematically possible that the Twins could clinch at some point in this homestand. White Sox have 2 more at home against the Tigers, and then they go out to take on the A's on the West Coast. 1-1.
Yeah, then they go a little further south and play the Angels, and they go back home to end the season.
You know, it was thinking back to 1987, the World Series championship team that you were a member of. The Twins clinched everything except Game 7 on the road, which was kind of an ironic twist given how well you guys played at home. You clinched a tie on the last regular season game against Kansas City at the Metrodome. Nice catch. I'm not sure if he used his hands or his blue Letterman's jacket, but a nice catch by a fan. 1-2 to Mark Ellis. And a strikeout for out number 2.
And strikeout number 4 in that ballgame. Yeah, we went to Detroit and won it there. Roy Smalley, you remember that well.
Boy, do I ever, Bert. And you know what? We beat the Tigers at home those first 2 games, went to Detroit and had Game 3 won and late in the game. And Jeff Reardon gave up a home run, I think, to Pat Sheridan. We thought we had that game won. Everybody thought, oh my gosh, they can't win on the road. But you remember that, Bert. We knew we were going to win the next day, and we did.
I started that game 5.
Well, that's how we knew we were going to win.
That's right. You're darn right. But I think I got a lot of run support early, too, and that helped a lot.
Well, again, in '87, he clinched a tie for the division championship at home and then went to Texas to clinch the division. Won the ALCS in Detroit. And, of course, everybody remembers that wonderful Monday night at the Metrodome, the reception. Cuss fouls it back, 2 strikes. Cuss called out on strikes on a 3-2 pitch leading off the second inning. Check swing, an appeal, and ball 1.
Now, Jack Cust has faced Kevin Slowey 3 times now, and Kevin's been able to strike him out all 3 times.
Got him again. A 1-2-3-4. Slowey sharp here this afternoon. Hoping the Twins can give him some run support in the bottom of the 4th. Stories start here. By Lincoln Mercury. Visit your local Lincoln Mercury dealer or go to experiencelm.com. And by AT&T. Find out what's possible with the nation's fastest mobile broadband network. AT&T. Rethink possible. Couple of hits for the Twins, just one allowed by Kevin Slowey, but Landon Powell hit a home run for the only run of the game. Joe Mauer will lead off the 4th, and he takes strike 1 from Dallas Braden.
Yeah, good slider right there. Braden has pitched outstanding so far. 36 pitches, 26 strikes. No walks, no strikeouts.
He's given up 3 warning track fly balls, including consecutively to end the 3rd inning. Revere and Hudson almost took him deep. Mauer trying to get aboard here to start the 4th. Inside, 1-2. And Mauer waits so well and blisters a line drive to center for a leadoff single.
Yeah, that was a changeup right there. After the fastball inside, he came back with a changeup, left it up a little bit, and Joe doesn't miss too many of these. Look at the location, pretty much down the middle of the plate. And Joe hitting it right back up the middle.
Twins got a leadoff single in the third, and Repko made it as far as third base. We'll see what they can do with Mauer's leadoff hit here in the fourth. Cuddyer at the plate. Breaking ball misses, ball one.
Yeah, he went after Cuddyer in his first at bat. Fastballs in, and then threw the changeup down and away, and Cuddyer hit that ground ball to short.
There's a breaking ball over the inside corner, 1-1.
This at bat so far, first two pitches, breaking balls. Braden, 27 years old, in his fourth season with the A's. 23 major league wins, 23 major league losses.
And a base hit to left. Mauer to second, and that's far enough. So the 3 and 4 hitters with hits here in the fourth inning to get a rally started. And you can ask a question of us online at carsoup.com/baseball. We'll always give you an answer. It might not be the correct answer. Eric Godfrey of Prior Lake says when a coach gets ejected, presumably a manager too, does he have the ability to still manage from the clubhouse?
Well, a lot of times, and I've been on different ball clubs where a manager's been ejected, and there's a tunnel right there, and you can see the security guard going down in there. Sometimes managers or coaches, usually managers, they'll go down there behind those doors right there, and another coach will go back and forth, and they'll tell them the situation. They may have a monitor down there. The manager can watch the ball game, and it kind of helps out. He's not supposed to be present. I think it was Bobby Valentine that put the mustache on and came back on the bench. But no, they're supposed to leave the dugout. So yeah, they still can help out.
1-0 to Delmon Young. I thought it was interesting last week. Ian Kinsler was ejected from the game. The Rangers won the game, had a big pile at home plate. He came out to join in the celebration and received a suspension for it that he is appealing. And I think common sense needs to prevail there, and the hopes that, the game, I guess, technically wasn't over until the runner crossed home plate. But my goodness, how you...
Well, the rule is it's a rule. It's a rule. Once you're thrown out, you have to leave the dugout and go up toward the clubhouse, and he came back.
So you think that's justified suspension?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
okay.
I do. Only because he was ejected. He was supposed to leave the playing area, and that being the dugout.
That's a pop-up.
Get out of here. See that? Get out, shoot.
Young fouls out to Barton, and a big first out.
Well, it looked like it was going to go, and then kind of came back a little bit toward a little bit of wind.
Stands and came back.
It was headed right over Roy Smalley's head, and then that spin brought it back.
Yeah, it was over my head, almost in the first row of the stands here. It's a good teaching tool for young players. When a right-hander hits a foul ball to the right side, the spin on that thing will bring it back to the field, and you can't give up on those. That was over my head and came back into the playing surface where Barton could make the catch.
Oh, why didn't you trip him or something? What?
I was swinging at him, but I couldn't reach him.
Here's Valencia, singled his first time up, trying to get a hit here to at least get this game tied up. There's a strike on the inside corner. So the Twins had their top RBI guy at the plate in Delmon Young. And Braden got him out in front and got a little foul pop for the first out. Up and in, 1-1.
When I was with the Angels, Doug Rader was our manager, and he got thrown out one game on a foul ball. They didn't have the instant replay back then. That was definitely foul, and Ken Kaiser called it fair. He was the third base umpire at the time, so the next day he's going to be at second. In the lineup exchange of the cards, Doug Rader said to us sitting on the bench before the game, he said, watch this. He took the card out. He wasn't out there more than 30 seconds, and Ken Kaiser threw him out again.
Before the first pitch.
Now, we didn't see Doug Rader in the hallway. He was up in the clubhouse, and he said, good luck, boys.
2-1 to Valencia. 3-1 with Hardy on deck.
I missed with a changeup right there. Now Valencia in a hitter's count. We'll see what Braden throws him right here.
Again, that's one of the impressive things about Valencia. He doesn't expand the strike zone very often.
They've done a good job of making contact. 34 strikeouts and 241 at-bats.
See what Braden gives him here on 3-1. Change up.
Wow.
3-2.
Boy, if you're out there in a fastball situation and you can throw your secondary pitch over like that right there, you see Valencia way out front. Now, do you throw another one or do you zip a fastball by him, or try to?
Runners go. Strike 3. Mauer thrown out at third to end the inning. So Braden came back with another changeup, and he pitches out of a jam in the fourth. We're at Target Field, partly cloudy skies, cool autumn-like temperatures. Roy Smalley, Marnie Gellner, Burt Blylev, and Dick Bramer here for the middle game of this 3-game series with the A's, and the Twins having a tough time scoring runs. There's one run last night, and
still surprised against the Oakland A's. I mean, this is their 8th time that these two teams have hooked up, and every game has been decided by 2 or less runs.
Right.
Last night it was a 3-1 ball game, won by the Oakland A's.
2-0 to Landon Powell. Hit a home run to right center field his first time up. Now a drive to the other gap and deep. Delmon Young can't make the play, and it bounces into the seats for a ground rule double. So the only 2 hits allowed by Slowey have gone to 2 different gaps off the bat of Landon Powell.
I got a fastball away, and Powell went with it. Delmon giving chase and just comes up maybe a glove short. Watch Delmon right there reach out just over his glove, hits the warning track, and it's a ground rule double for Powell, his 4th double of the year.
Davis lined out to Hardy his first time up, squares to bunt, bunts it in the air. That's a foul ball. Valencia couldn't catch it on the fly, and it landed inches from the foul line before he touched it. So the A's catch a break. Maybe the Twins caught one too, because if that ball had landed on the chalk line with Valencia not fielding it cleanly, that might have been a base hit for Davis.
Well, he came up a little bit short on it, and Davis popped it up. See Valencia coming in, and the ball would have been foul right there. And Valencia trying to get it.
It almost looked like it landed on the line. A little bit low, 1-1. Davis had a hard liner, and Hardy leaped as high as he could to snare it right after the home run hit by Powell. 2-1. And here Davis, you'd think, would be focused on trying to push the ball to the right side. Check swing. 3-1. Slowey hasn't walked anybody. Hasn't had many 3-ball counts. Had a couple of them consecutively in the second.
Well, Davis knows what his job is right here, and he should get a pitch that he could hit the other way. And Slowey, excellent control throughout the year. 28 walks in 150 innings pitched.
Pulled sharply right to Valencia. 1 down. Twins had a rally started in the bottom of the fourth, but a strike him out, throw him out, ended the inning, Roy Smalley.
Yeah, and the young man we're looking at finally made a rookie mistake. In that situation, he actually made 2 of them. In this situation, runners on first and second, 3-2 count with 1 out. That's like a hit and run to a manager when he puts that on. These are not base stealers there. He's thinking that Danny Valencia will put the ball in play. He'll get a strike and put it in play. And to be out that far out in front of that changeup was a mistake, especially when he got it 3-1, Bert. You were talking about it. I think whatever you get 3-1, you got to assume he'll be willing to throw it 3-2, and you got to wait long enough to make sure you're not that fooled with those runners moving.
See, I'll go to his defense and say that Dallas Braden made a great pitch. I mean, it's hard. I mean, we had Frank Viola. I mean, how many times, Roy, did you see guys, in those situations, Frankie, throw that changeup on a 3-2 pitch and hitters way out front? You have to credit Dallas Braden getting his first strikeout at the right time.
Well, sure you do, Bert, but the point is usually on a 3-2 changeup, it's not a hit and run situation when the guy strikes out. What makes the difference is that situation dictated you have to. It's almost like getting a hit and run sign from the third base coach. You have to make contact there. You can't allow yourself to be that far out in front. You have to wait and wait and wait, and then if you get jammed on a fastball, you get beat, but you can't swing and miss it there.
2-0, and a pitch lifted foul by Iwamura. 2-1.
Isn't it good to have a pitcher's point of view and then a hitter's point of view?
I'm about ready to stand between you two guys.
Really.
Well, I'm taking the manager's point of view right there. Gardy put not so much the hitter. It ain't easy. I'm not telling you that I would have played for ball and play. I'm just saying that, from the manager's point of view, that's what he expects from the player.
Well, you take a gamble during a ball game, and, Gardy took the gamble right there that Danny Valencia was going to make contact.
Right.
And he didn't.
Now another 3-ball count to Iwamura. It's 3-1. Iwamura struck out on a foul tip to end the second inning, his first time up. 1-0 Oakland. They've hit a home run, and now they've got a leadoff double to work with here in the fifth. And a walk puts Iwamura aboard, and that'll get Chris Carter to the plate. The possibility of postseason games here at Target Field very strong, and because of the large Twins season ticket base, 22,000 I think is the number, full or partial season ticket equivalent. The ticket opportunity for the general public is going to be limited. If you're interested in purchasing postseason tickets, applicants must fill out and submit the registration forms on www.twinsbaseball.com by Monday. Swing and a miss to Carter. Please visit twinsbaseball.com for all the details, and remember, you must register for the ticket opportunity by Monday. Carter struck out his first time up. He's now 0 for 28 in the big leagues, and Slowey trying to get him here. And there he is up there with 2 strikes. Roy Smalley was never, perhaps in his career, 0 for 27. Certainly not in the start of his career, but when you're slumping, it seems like you're always up there 0-2.
Yeah, you really do. Guys people are coming out of the stands catching balls on you. Guys are making diving catches. When you're in this kind of slump, nothing goes right.
Called third strike. Carter is out on strikes for the 13th time in now 29 hitless at bats.
And the umpires know you're struggling. They call nasty pitches on you too.
Wow. I mean, just clips the lower half of that score, right at the bottom of that strike zone. And, I can imagine, Roy, that bat has to feel like a telephone pole to this young man.
Yeah, there's a weight of the world's on his shoulders right now because it's so self-focused when you first come up. You want to do so well, and I feel bad for him. Looks like he's got a world of talent.
Yep.
Ball 1 to Cliff Pennington, the number 9 hitter. Hit a liner to Ben Revere. His first time up. Slowey trying to pitch around that leadoff double with Powell still at second base.
Yeah, that strikeout of Slowey is 6th to the ball game.
And now 2-0. This will be Slowey's 70th pitch of the afternoon. He's obviously pitched well with 3 1-2-3 innings and just a couple of hits allowed. Popped up. Valencia, the infield grass. ends the inning. Slowey does a nice job navigating around the leadoff double.
He won the Backstrom Goalie Mask contest put on by the Minnesota Wild, and this morning, Peter got to meet Wild goalie Nicklas Backstrom. Peter sketched out a design, a proposed mask that Backstrom could wear, and he won this contest. And goalie mask designer Todd Miska will actually take the design. He's going to create a mask that Nicklas Backstrom will wear next season. And then Peter will get an autographed replica mask as well. Pretty good contest, pretty exciting morning for Peter. And for more on this, you can go to our website, foxsportsnorth.com. Check out the design and be impressed. 15-year-old Peter Best actually made the mask that Nicklas Backstrom will wear next season. Dick and Bird, pretty good accomplishment.
Absolutely. Cool. Thank you, Marnie. Ball one to J.J. Hardy, then a strike. What a job Braden did. He got out of that fourth inning mess with some nasty changeups. I mean, he got Delman Young out in front on the changeup. Got the weak little pop-up. He ended up striking out Valencia on back-to-back changeups.
It's kind of like he had that changeup in his back pocket, and he wasn't going to take it out until he really needed it. And he needed it last inning with the first two batters, Mauer and Kadire, getting base hits.
3-1 now to Hardy to start the fifth. And there's ball four, a leadoff walk. AT&T trivia. And the question this afternoon, who was the last out in Dallas Braden's perfect game? Oh, was it Jason Bartlett? It was against the Rays. Might have been Jason Bartlett.
I believe it was, yeah.
You know, I remember when Mark Burley got his perfect game, and I think some people thought the same thing, too, of Dallas Braden. In Braden's case, it was his first complete game, right? I mean, he was, some would say, an unlikely person to throw a perfect game, and I guess I've never understood that. They said the same thing about Burley, and to me, guys like that are the perfect guys to suspect of getting a perfect game because they pitch to contact. Because of that, they can pitch deeper into ball games, and they get into a rhythm, as we've seen Braden get into here today, where you blink and the guy's got 6 or 7 outs recorded in a row.
Well, even guys like Nolan Ryan that has 7 no-hitters, he never had a perfect game because he walked guys.
Right.
You know, he's all over the place. Yeah, a perfect game a lot of times is to a guy like Dallas Braden or, you know, Catfish Hunter. He's the last Oakland A to pitch a perfect game before Braden did, and the only Oakland A to do that. And Catfish was that type of pitcher. He didn't miss his spots. Excellent control.
Well, Braden struggling with his control a little bit here in the 5th inning. He's issued his first walk, and now he's fallen behind Repko 2-0. Repko singled, got as far as third base his first time up. 3-0 in his last start. Braden lasted just 5 2/3 innings and issued 4 walks.
Got Peg Kelser right here. She's a cancer survivor. For 9 seasons, every year she makes wishes. And it's not a bucket list, it's a wish list. And we've checked this off right here to be circled by Burton. Now you're going to attend the Vikings home opener. And I like your last one right here. Meet Adrian or Brett. I don't know who the heck they are, but hopefully you can meet them. But welcome to the booth and welcome to Target Field for the first time. These young ladies are from Sioux Falls area, South Dakota.
3-1 to Jason Repko.
And Jana Carlson, I should also mention your name. So welcome.
And a throw to first. Twins got runners at first and second, nobody out in the fourth, and they did that with base hits. Braden one pitch away from putting the same situation on the bases because of walks, and he's come back now to fill the count to Repko.
Now Repko looking down at his third base coach Scotty Alger. Is a hit and run maybe on in this situation? Hardy not the quickest of runner down there. He does have 1 stolen base in 2 attempts.
That's hit to left. And retreating is Carter to make the catch. 1 away.
Another good pitch. Low location. Looked like another changeup. Create that fly ball out.
This week on Fox NFL Sunday, the Bears look to stay undefeated as they head to Dallas to take on Tony Romo and the Cowboys, trying to recover from a tough Week 1 loss. Coverage begins tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central with the Ford Fox NFL pregame show, brought to you by the all-new Ford Edge Drive One. Check local listings for the games in your area. Here's Drew Butera, that he was able to come back and get Repko probably. Snap throw and Hardy gets back. If Repko had walked or reached through any other means, Butera might have been asked to bunt, but here we would expect him to swing away.
Left-handers can do exactly what Braden did right there. Just kind of put that left foot behind the rubber and then throw over quickly.
Butera sends one high and deep to the left field corner. Carter chasing it off his glove. Hardy had rounded second. He'll go to third and hold up there. So Carter with a long run, and he was in position to make a great catch. But the ball bounced out of his glove.
Well, good for Drew Butera. That ended an 0-for-20 slump that he was in. So Butera getting an off-speed pitch and hitting it down that left field line. Carter giving chase, almost catches it. The ball gets away from him right off the tip of the glove. And maybe taking his eye off the ball to hit the top of the glove. So the Twins get a break.
And another great chance to at least get this game tied up. The tying run at third, 1 away. Middle infielders are back, and Ben Revere at the plate. He's hit a ground ball to second and a deep fly to right, and either one right now will get the tying run in. Breaking ball that covers the inside corner. Revere struck out in his first major league at bat, a pinch hitting appearance, and then last night was thrown out 3 times by the pitcher. And 2 strikes, and we'll see what Braden, who struck out Valencia in a key spot last inning, what he gives Ben Revere here in the 5th. Two strikes to Revere. And Revere takes.
Yeah, Braden went back to that changeup, dropped it right on the other side of home plate, but Rivera did not go after it.
One and two. Ground ball to second. And here comes the tying run, and Revere, before he gets his first major league hit, gets his first major league run batted in. A good job by Revere with 2 strikes, putting it in play.
And the crowd here acknowledges that Revere able to drive in his first major league run, and the game is tied at 1 apiece. And also on the play, Drew Butera advances over to third base. So the leadoff walk ends up coming back and fighting Dallas Braden.
Here's Hudson with a go-ahead run at third. And there's strike one. And now 1-1. Hudson struggling in this category. And he squirts one off the end of the bat. Ellis has an easy play, and the inning ends. A leadoff walk leads to the tying run. We head to the sixth, even at 1.
Sunshine to help warm me up as well.
Well, the only run of the game today for the Twins, driven in by Ben Revere. Last night it was Danny Valencia. We got a tie game going to the sixth. And Coco Crisp will lead things off against Kevin Slowey.
Yeah, Kevin Slowey was 70 pitches in the ballgame. 45 have been strikes, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. He's given up only 2 hits, and both of them to Landon Powell, the catcher here this afternoon.
Crisp has hit a fly ball to Revere in center and a line drive. And now a base hit to left. Crisp and his speed aboard, leading off the sixth. Tickets are available for the series coming up against the Indians Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday afternoon. And to get fans in the optimistic postseason spirit, the first 30,000 fans at each game against Cleveland will receive a classic Homer hanky from last year's run. You can log on to twinsbaseball.com or call 800-33-TWINS and order tickets for the Indians games coming up Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday afternoon. Here's Derek Barton. And a strike. Valencia has to play in on the almost on the grass at third base because Barton very good at dropping down sacrifice bunts. So no indication here. You don't see first baseman drop down sacrifices very often, but Barton has a dozen sacrifice bunts. 1-1. And Crisp was leaning toward second.
Yeah, Crisp, excellent speed. 32 stolen bases. He'd been caught only 3 times. You saw him right there. He was thinking about going, but Slowey throwing over.
1-1 to the Oakland first baseman. And now 1-2.
Yeah, Slowey's only had 7 double plays turned behind him because he's a fly ball pitcher.
making his 27th start here this afternoon.
Today,
75 pitches.
Today, just 3 ground ball outs among the 15. And a strikeout. He's picked up more than a few of those here today.
Yeah, strikeout number 7 for Slowey.
1 down. That'll bring up Mark Ellis.
Just kind of put a little extra on that fastball. Able to get the first out and keep Crisp at first base.
Ellis with a bouncer to short and a strikeout.
Take the bouncer to short, please.
That ball got by Cuddyer. And Crisp will go to second. And he hesitates and now goes to third. Here's Repko's throw. Got him! A perfect one-hop throw from Jason Repko. Crisp hesitated just a little bit as he rounded second, and it cost him.
He wanted to find out where that ball was. He didn't pick up Mike Gallego, the third base coach. He tried to do it on his own. He's looking over his shoulder, but Repko comes in. We saw Repko's arm last night make a couple good throws home. And a quick tag by Valencia. Tagging out Crisp. We did that in instructional with Roy Smalley about, how you get that ball and tag him real quick. And that's exactly what Valencia did. Great throw by Repko.
We talk about arm strength, but really that's only half the challenge for an outfielder. It's the accuracy of the arm, and what we've seen from Repko, both in that throw and the one last night to home plate. He's got a very accurate arm.
That's what's kept him in the big leagues, really, Dick.
Yeah.
He's 4 years with the Dodgers up and down, but, he was a defensive replacement because of not only his speed to cover, he can ground, but, he can cover. But it's also, once he releases that ball, he has a pretty good idea of hitting that target.
Up high, 2-1 to Ellis.
Yeah, on that play right there, the throw allowing Crisp to go from first to second, that's an error on Slowey. And then a great throw by Repko, getting the second out.
Popped up right side. Hudson calls for it. Crisp started the inning with a single. He was thrown out at third. Bottom line, Slowey faces just 3 men in the 6th, thanks to the arm of Jason Repko.
Let's go to the second inning. The first batter was Jack Cusk. Kevin Slowey made a great pitch on a 3-2 fastball that struck out Cusk looking. And the next hitter landed Powell on a 3-2 pitch. Not as good a pitch right there, and Powell hitting the home run, the only run off of Slowey so far, his second home run of the year.
Remember, after the Cusk strikeout, you said, by the way, that's the Frost Brew Coors Light Freeze Camp, but that's Kevin Slowey's game to try to pitched the ball down around the knees, and in the next at bat he got it up around thigh high, and it got drilled pretty good. Here's Mauer starting the Twins 6.
Always look, Dick, at where the catcher sets up, too. And right there with Powell, he sat middle in, and it was almost like a two-seamer that came back over the plate, and Powell hit the home run.
1-0 to Mauer. Single to center his last time up, and he takes inside. And it's 2-0. Well, Braden ran into some self-inflicted trouble in the 5th inning, a leadoff walk. And he started falling behind hitters in the bottom of the Twins' batting order, and the Twins eventually got Hardy around to score the tying run. There's ball 3. He does not want to suffer the same fate here in the 6th with the middle of the lineup due up behind Mauer.
Yeah, the only walk for Braden was the J.J. Hardy walk to lead off last inning.
And a strike, 3-1. Mauer, Cuddyer, and Young facing Braden here in the 6th. Both pitchers economical with their pitches. 75 so far for Braden. And there's strike 2. Mauer with a hit today, 7 for 15 in his career against Dallas Braden.
Let's see if Braden throws another fastball or he gets that changeup over.
It's up the line foul. Sometimes you'll see it, and Viola the exception, but sometimes you'll see pitchers, left-handers in particular, who feature the changeup. They're a little less apt to throw it to left-handed batters.
Yeah, don't tell Frankie Viola that. In one inning, I remember he threw 12 in a row to 3 left-handed hitters and had 3 strikeouts.
Just off the plate, and Mauer takes a leadoff walk. Very close pitch, and Mauer takes first base.
Well, he took a little off this pitch right here and went down and away, and missed down and away at 86 miles an hour.
So now Cuddyer is single to left his last time up. Twins have not played with the lead yet in this series. Up and away, ball 1. Another base hit to left, same spot that Cuddyer's 4th inning hit went. And the Twins have the same situation presented them here in the 6th as they had in the 4th. First and second, nobody out.
You know, you go through a long season at 160 or 562nd at bat for Cuddyer. You can still see his hands are quick. Look at that right there. Good piece of hitting by Cuddyer. Braden left the ball up, and Cuddyer for the 2nd straight time got a base hit to left.
Now Braden featured his changeup in getting out of his 4th inning jam. He got Delman Young out in front on a changeup and a little weak pop-up for the first out of the inning. And a breaking pitch here and a check swing foul, 1 strike. I don't think you want to be facing Young too many times with 2 men on and nobody out. Braden won the first battle. We'll see if Young can win the second.
Well, they've been really pitching Young inside. Again, Powell sitting way inside.
To center. Crisp charging. Making the catch, 1 away.
Yeah, good pitch right there.
And that'll bring up Valencia. Back to our trivia question. Brought to you by AT&T. I think it was Jason Bartlett, former Twin. Who was a teammate of Gabe Kapler. I think it was last year when the Rays were, not trying to explain my incorrect answer, but I think last year when the Rays were no hit, Bartlett made the last out. Here's Valencia. The front end of a strike him out, throw him out double play in the 4th. Kind of happy for Matt Garza to throw a no-hitter just so Joe Madden could experience the winning side of a no-hitter. He's been at the major league level witness to 4 no-hitters on the losing end. Then Garza pitched his earlier this year. 1 strike to Valencia. Pick off to first, and a sensational stop by Derek Barton, keeping that ball from running up the right field line. What a play by the first baseman.
Well, you know what? As a defensive player like this, you never anticipate a perfect throw. And Powell right there trying to throw behind Kadire at first. But Barton was in front of Kadire, and that allowed him to dive and get that ball to save, the runners advancing. See Barton getting in front of Kadire.
1-1 to Valencia. Checks his swing, blocked by Powell. Sometimes, and I think we just witnessed it, some of the best fielding plays are the ones that never reach the highlight reels because outs weren't recorded. That play that Barton made right there might be the difference in the game. If it gets down the right field line, Mauer might score the go-ahead run. 2-1 to Valencia. 3-1 with Hardy on deck. And remember that Braden fell behind Valencia and came back to strike him out in the fourth. Driven to deep left field. And gone!
Does this guy like to hit in this park or what? We showed you in the open hitting .455 here at Target Field. He hit a home run in last night's ball game, and he hits a big 3-run home run here. Twins take a 4-1 lead. His fourth career home run.
It's a crowded dugout with the active players, the disabled players, Nathan and Morneau, and a big 3-run home run by Danny Valencia.
All right, go. He worked the count in his favor, got a fastball, and put the Twins up by 3.
And now Hardy takes strike 1 and then ball 1. Inside 2-1. So the leadoff walk this time to Mauer, and again Braden really has to pay the price for it and finds himself behind now 4-1. Hardy takes low and it's 3-1. Fouled away, it'll reach the seats over Roy Smalley's head. 3-2. Hardy draws his second walk. Well, Roy Smalley, you pointed out, Valencia struck out on the changeup in the 4th inning, but came back with a big swing in the 6th.
That wasn't it great, guys? He had the same exact situation. 2 guys on, 3-1 count, and got a fastball that he didn't get off of this time. If I'm the hitter up there and I get 2 changeups, 3-1 and 3-2, and strike out with 2 guys on, the next time I'm up and I get 3-1, it might get me off that fastball. But he stayed with his plan, and he got the fastball and absolutely creamed it. It was a really great piece of hitting there, not to let himself get confused by the previous at bat.
Let me ask you something, Roy. As a hitter now, aren't you taught to, kind of key off the fastball and then make the adjustment as the ball comes in?
Yeah, I would have done the same thing with 3-1, Bert. I'd have gone back to the fastball because that's the one I want to hit. Right. Now 3-2, I've got to adjust. You key off the fastball, but you try to hit it the other way, so you wait longer. So hopefully you identify the changeup. But 3-1, I like the fact that he stayed on that fastball and got it and creamed it.
Repko pops it up behind the plate. Powell back for a look, but it's out of play, 1 strike.
I have to tell you, if I was up there with 2 guys on base in a tie game like that and sat on a 3-1 changeup just because he threw it to me last time and he threw me a fastball down the middle, I wouldn't have slept for a week.
Yeah, I guarantee you. That's why I asked. So I'm glad you can sleep, and I'm sure Danny Valencia will sleep good tonight.
Absolutely.
And a beautiful bunt. Braden fires, almost makes a great play. A loose ball will allow Hardy to run to third. So a great bump by Repko and a great effort by Braden, but the Twins now have runners at first and third with still only one out.
Yeah, being a left-handed pitcher like Braden, I mean, he made a great play. The throw just short hop Barton at first, but good bunt right here with the third baseman playing back. Braden sliding in all one motion throwing it, but he threw a nice little sinker over to Barton, and the ball kind of rolled up his arm and got behind him, and it allowed J.J. Hardy to go from second to third. An error will be charged to Braden to allow Hardy to go to third.
Tell you, if Braden scoops that out, Repko might have been retired at first. That's how good of a play that was by Dallas Braden. Here's Drew Butera, first and third, one out. Butera, the only Twins hitter who has executed the squeeze on the season, and he did it on the second pitch of his at-bat a couple of months ago.
Now Repko credited with an infield base hit, and then the error by Braden, that's how Hardy got the third.
So ball one. And Scotty Elder looking into the Twins dugout and now issuing signs. One 1-0 to Drew Butera. Throw to first. And now 2-0. Butera drove one down the left field line, and it bounced off the glove of left fielder Chris Carter for a double. That sent Hardy to third, and Hardy came in on Revere's ground ball to tie the game up.
I see if Butera gets a fastball right here.
Got it up.
Yep, just got underneath it. You know, when you're hitting 186 and you have the count in your favor, 2-0. As a pitcher, I'm saying, I got to get this guy out. I can't walk him. I've got to challenge him right here. And Braden doesn't want to make a mistake and maybe walk Butera to load the bases. He steps off, thinking about this pitch right here.
And now outside 3-1. Went through 4 innings. Braden was throwing strikes. Had just a couple of 3-ball counts. With a leadoff walk in the 5th. Now here in the 6th. A second walk to Hardy this inning. And he's about to throw his 99th pitch. Out in front of that changeup. 3-2. Repko's got pretty good leg speed. He's at first, and with one out, the Twins may send him here.
Yeah, a lot of pitches this inning. 28 so far, 100 total. Last couple innings have gotten away from Braden a little bit.
Throw, and Repko gets back.
But again, Braden came in at this ball game so far in the month of September. At the end of August, he shut out the Texas Rangers in Texas. He won that ball game 5-0. The last 3+ starts have not been ones that have been good for him.
Repko takes off. Butera walks, and they're loaded up, and that might be the end of the day for Dallas Braden.
Yeah, third walk of the inning.
3 runs have scored. 3 more are out there. Revere drove in his first major league run with a ground ball his last time up.
Yeah, nobody warming up in the bullpen.
They had Rodriguez warming up there a little while ago.
Okay, so he must be loose then.
So Revere with a couple of ground balls to second. The infield in all the way around it. I mean in. With the exception of Pennington, the shortstop, they're all standing on the grass. And Revere takes strike 1.
Well, he got his first major league RBI in his last at bat. Just add that RBI total with your first major league hit. Another
Foul
good changeup.
0-2.
And remember, it was with 2 strikes in the 5th. The middle infielder's playing back. Revere just made contact, pushed the ball to Ellis to get the game tied up. Two strikes. And now a ball. Just off the plate, 2-2. Very close.
Yeah, Powell sitting outside, and the ball outside.
2-2 to Revere. 3-2.
Good eye right there by Revere. Good take. A changeup. This is down and in.
High pop-up over the drawn-in infield. Infield fly rule's called. Revere retired, and that's out number 2. The shortstop Pennington with the catch, but what would have otherwise been a routine pop-up was made more difficult because of the positioning of the infield. 2 down, and that'll bring up Hudson.
Yeah, Revere got underneath that pitch just a little bit and popped it up.
So the rookie Revere leads. The bases full for the veteran Hudson.
9th batter to come to the plate here against Dallas Braden.
Out in front of the changeup. One strike. It's 74 miles per hour, 72 miles per hour. And 2 quick strikes to Orlando Hudson. .71 miles per hour. Talking about backing off the gas pedal. Got him at 70. He went 74, 72, 71, and 70 and leaves the bases full. The Twins did score 3 on Valencia's home run. Golden Hash Browns and premium roast coffee. By Toyota. There are many reasons to buy a Toyota, and now's the perfect time to get yours during Toyota's National Clearance Event. And by the fast, reliable, secure heavy-duty internet from Quest. Well, that young lady on the phone, because she is the lady who caught Danny Valencia's 3-run home run.
She's tickled pink, calling everybody.
Pretty big swing by the rookie third baseman. He's put the Twins up by 3. Kevin Slowey facing Jack Cust. And 2 quick strikes to Cust. Slowey has struck him out looking twice already today. Cust strikes out a lot. We talked about that last night. He can hit the ball a long way. Now, the last time when Slowey got 2 strikes on him, he came in with that breaking pitch in off the plate and then painted the corner with a fastball down and away. This time he comes inside.
And strikeout number 8 for Kevin Slowey.
You must have pretty good stuff when you can get a free swinger like Jack Cust to take 3 called third strikes.
Well, he's probably looking away and Slowey just painting the corner inner half of the plate. Wow, good pitch.
So 1 down in the 7th. Here's Landon Powell. Slowey just 84 pitches and in position, you would think, to complete 7, maybe get into the 8th. Strike 1. You know, one thing that's happened because of off days and the way the Twins have managed things, these starters, instead of pitching in 4 days rest, typically have pitched on 5 or 6 days of rest, which you'd like to think would keep them a little fresher here in the last couple weeks and hopefully into the playoffs.
Well, that's what Gardy and Rick Anderson talked about, is just giving these guys an extra day. Scott Baker, he wants back in that rotation. He might be inserted to let Pavano and Liriano get an extra day. Pavano bothered a little bit by a stiff neck.
Oh, Landon Powell's giving Slowey all kinds of trouble. Repko chases it down in the corner. Powell hooking one toward the foul pole, and Repko with a burst of speed makes the catch. 2 down here in the 7th.
Well, again, I think we're seeing reasons why Repko's at the major league level. You know, the Dodgers let him go, but boy, he has really done a good job in a Twins uniform, covering a lot of ground. We've seen his great arm, picking up a couple hits here this afternoon.
And here's Rajay Davis popping him up down the left field line. A long run for Delman Young. And that's a foul ball. Young just about made a shoestring catch, and it landed inches or a foot foul. Apparently, Repko had one of those clauses put into his contract with the Twins, and it's a smart clause to put in if you have skills, as Repko does. Here's Young coming up just a little bit short. The ball just inches foul. But Repko had one of those clauses in his contract. He had to be called up by a certain date, or he could declare himself a free agent. And when you have skills and you're in the minor leagues, if at some point nothing's going to break for you with, in this case, the Twins, some other team would want someone like Jason Repko just for defensive purposes.
Great 4th outfielder.
1-1.
Yeah, good pitch right there by Slowey going inside.
And we all thought in spring training, we'll take another look at this pitch.
The ball really not missing by much.
2-1.
Then he tried to paint down and away.
We all thought when the Twins signed Jacques Jones to a minor league deal that he might be under consideration for an extra outfielder spot. He never did get called up. Remember, he played the exhibition series here against the St. Louis Cardinals. And instead it was Repko, who could play all 3 positions in the outfield, who came up as the extra outfielder. Liner to center off the bat of Davis. It comes with 2 outs in the 7th. Time for the Quest High Speed pitch, brought to you by Quest High Speed Internet.
Well, Dallas Braden had 88. Kevin Slowey had 91. I'm kind of laughing because in that at bat, he went up and in on Davis, and then he threw him a cookie right there at 3-1. And what does Davis do? Almost knocked Kevin Slowey off the mound.
Oh, if you're laughing at Braden at 88 miles per hour after that Hudson at bat when he went 74, 72, 71, and 70.
No, I've been on that mound before. You pitch somebody up and in, and finally, you get into a count and you okay, here, hit it. And what do they try to do? They try to knock your head off too.
Speaking of that, Paul Konerko was not in the starting lineup last night for the White Sox. And he was asked whether he thought Pavano's pitch that hit him in the face was intentional. And Konerko said, of course not.
Oh, no.
But Konerko took it a step further. He said he thought everybody in that whole situation handled it perfectly, including the umpires. And when you think about it, that was a potentially volatile situation. Konerko, the captain of the White Sox, the most respected member of their team, and one got away from Pavano, but Konerko went out of his way to talk about how the Twins handled it the right way. Michael Cuddyer handled it the right way, understanding that, Mark Burley had to protect his player. He had to protect his teammate. So he drilled Cuddyer. Cuddyer nodded his head like, okay, I understand, went to first, and nothing escalated from that.
Well, we had Cuddyer on the postseason. He said, you know what, that's the game. I accepted it. So, again, tip your hat to Burley for not going after, Cuddyer's head. He just hit him in the back.
And every time I see that, I'll always remember when Kirby Puckett at the Dome was hit by Dennis Martinez. Twins had a pitcher then by the name of Frank Rodriguez, and it was against the Indians, obviously, and he had to do the same thing. And Albert Bell was the next hitter for the Cleveland Indians, and Frank Rodriguez hit him right between the shoulder blades, and here's a drive to right center field. Repko trying to chase this one. He won't get there. A nice diving effort. Davis around third. He's going to score. And Iwamura has an RBI double with 2 outs, and it's 4-2.
Yeah, Slowey left the pitch up right there. Iwamura picking up his second RBI as an Oakland A.
So Repko made a nice running catch for out number 2. Made a great effort here to try to get the third out.
Good extension right there. And Repko diving for it, coming up short. It's Ben Rivera that has to get it back in quickly. And Davis scoring all the way from first base with his speed.
Ron Gardenhire to the mound. I've not seen a signal yet. Chris Carter, who Slowey has struck out twice. And it is going to be Jesse Crain coming in to pitch for the Twins next.
Kansas City, 4 innings. His last outing in Cleveland, 5 innings. And here today, 6 2/3 innings. Slowly looking for his 13th win. Jesse Crain coming out of the bullpen, making his 67th relief appearance. He's been lights out out of that bullpen. 63 in a third innings, 59 strikeouts with 24 walks.
Jeff Larish will hit for Chris Carter. Larish with a little pop in his bat. He represents the tying run with Iwamura at second and 2 down. Larish, a former Tiger. Hitting off the bench for Bob Guerin here in the 7th. Breaking pitch up high. He's making some noise after the second out. A pair of hits. And just the 4th and 5th hits that Slowey allowed. Inside 2-0. Larish a total of 57 at bats, a couple of doubles and a couple of home runs. 21 strikeouts and 57 at bats. And you can see an aggressive swinger. It's 2-1.
And a good fastball right there by Crane, outer half of the plate at 94. Larish was designated for assignment by the Tigers back in late July and then claimed off waivers by the Oakland A's.
Missing inside. Iwamura holding at second, and it's 3-1. Crane struggling with his control here coming out of the pen in the 7th.
Yeah, he's usually pretty good with that pitch right there. That ball just dropping out of the glove of Butera. It's that little slider he's been throwing for strikes. He's put himself in that fastball situation again. See if he goes back out. Outer half of the plate with the fastball.
Larish parts of 3 years with the Tigers. 3-1 from Jesse Crane. Missed inside again. And Larish will fill first base and Cliff Pennington will hit. So 3 straight batters reach after the second out. And Pennington 0 for 2. 2 for 6 in the series. Pennington with a liner to center and a pop-up to Valencia. Same pitch, same result. That slider that coming in well off the plate.
And just opening up a little bit. Keep that left shoulder in a little bit longer.
Gross is going to run for Larish. Gross representing the tying run. Control, or Braden's lack of it, allowed the Twins to score their 4 runs. And now Crane having trouble with his control. Roller to second. Just took one good pitch. Got out of the inning. The A's get 1, but leave 2. The Twins lead by a pair. Stay tuned for the 7th inning stretch. Brought to you by Medica. The bottom of the 7th inning, trying to even the series at a game apiece, trying to reduce their magic number from 7 to 6. And then the White Sox are hosting the Tigers, and that game getting started in about an hour. Conceivably, the magic number might be down to 5. Joe Mauer will lead off the bottom of the 7th. Rodriguez into the ball game. Pitch to the Twins here in the 7th.
Yeah, Henry Rodriguez, this guy can flat out throw that baseball, making his 24th relief appearance. 3.57 ERA and 22 2/3 innings. 4 different stints for Rodriguez up and down between Sacramento, AAA affiliate for the A's and the Oakland A's.
Mauer with a single leading off the 4th and a walk leading off the 6th. Twins didn't score in the 4th. They got 1 in the 5th, and then the walk kind of set the stage for the 3-run home run for Danny Valencia. Davis moving over to left, and Gross now in right. Down low, 2-0. In all likelihood, Mauer will not win a 4th batting championship this year. Josh Hamilton is comfortably in front, and Hamilton still has not played since he ran into the wall here at Target Field. What was that, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, he had a couple cortisone shots last couple days to try to relieve some of that pain he has in that rib area.
You know, of course, I know nothing about it. As I said the other day, the only thing I've done is dissect a frog, but Hamilton's complaining about the same things that Jacoby Ellsbury complained about at the very beginning of the year. And originally the broken ribs weren't diagnosed. And, well, for the Rangers' sake, you sure hope that that's not the case with Hamilton. But his injured ribs just don't seem to be getting any better.
Yeah, he tried to take some batting practice, but the pain was still there.
3-2.
A 99-mile-an-hour fastball clocked here at Target Field. Rodriguez, just 23 years old, from Venezuela. In his first season, up and down with the A's.
Full count to Mauer, starting the Twins 7th. And he laces it down the line, but twisting foul. Again at 99. Wow. Mauer, Cuddyer, and Young.
I wonder what happened.
Took a little off. That's his changeup. And another 3-2 to Mauer. And he missed. And Mauer draws his second leadoff walk. Dialed it up to 101, but missed low. And Cuddyer, who has back-to-back sharp singles to left. And a fastball that cuts the plate in half. 1 strike. This is the only noon game today. Everything else starting later on today in baseball. And it's turned into a beautiful, cool autumn afternoon. 1-1 to Cuddyer. 1-2.
Oakland signing Rodriguez back in 2003 as a 16-year-old coming out of Venezuela. He threw that hard at 16. My goodness.
A little bit low. Fuentes warming up in the Twins pen.
Off-speed pitch, and Kadire lifts it foul. Barton over for a look. So he finally pulled the string and got Kadire on a pop-up, one away. If you've been downtown this summer in Minneapolis, you've likely crossed a Twins Around Town statue featuring the likeness of Joe Mauer and spotlighting each of the 50 seasons of Twins baseball. You can bid on 5 of the 50 statues exclusively at twinsbaseball.com statue auction. The auction will continue until September 26th. Proceeds will work to fund all the great programs of the Twins Community Fund. Here's Delman Young. Fouled back to the screen. Where do you think you topped out in terms of velocity?
Probably 94.
Okay.
I mean, I'm amazed. I mean, when Joel Zumaya came up with Detroit, these guys are, they're far and few between. Guys like Rodriguez, Zumaya. I always think of Nolan Ryan. My goodness, when he was younger with the Angels, he's clocking over 100 miles an hour every pitch. But it doesn't look like he's really putting a lot of force in it. But that ball for Rodriguez coming out at, 98, 99. Wow.
1-2 to Young.
Definitely blessed with a great arm.
Just blew another fastball by him. 2 down. Time for the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast.
Came off the bat of Danny Valencia last inning with a couple runners on. Danny putting the Twins up by 3 with a 3-run home run, his 4th home run of the year. And back-to-back games for the first time in his career, Danny Valencia has hit a home run at this level.
So 4 home runs for the Major League club. And prior to his call-up, remember, he didn't hit one for Rochester. Had always hit 10, 12 a year, but really didn't hit for any power at all in Rochester. And you watch him in batting practice here, and I saw him hit one last homestand into the upper deck over the bullpen.
Roy
here.
Smalley was talking about that in the pregame about his swing, and then is this guy going to eventually hit some home runs? Well, he showed it last night, and he showed it here again this afternoon. Yes, he has home run power.
1-1. That's a tough pitch to hit. 99 miles per hour on the outside corner.
Well, you kind of turn around, and Valencia right there kind of looked at home plate umpire and said, okay, well, it sounded like a strike.
1-2. Ooh.
Watch out.
That ball just in the blink of an eye sailed right by J.J. Hardy.
Yeah, Jason Repko right there. You can see Repko having to get out of the way and hit a railing right there. Thank goodness.
1-2 to Valencia. Well, a good inning for Rodriguez.
I don't think he's loose yet.
He blows fastballs by Young and Valencia to end the inning.
in the 5th with Ben Rivera's first Major League RBI. That scored J.J. Hardy from third base, but in the 6th inning, it was Danny Valencia hitting a 3-run home run to give the Twins a 4-1 lead. The A's scored 1 in the bottom of the 7th, and they have a 4-2 lead. The Twins do.
Coco Crisp to lead things off here in the 8th against Jesse Crain. Slow curve, but leaving it up high. Crain, who's had just impeccable control with his off-speed stuff, struggling with it a bit here today. Generally the slider or the slow curve, he's been able to put it right where he wants, but he's missed with it. And he misses again, 2-0.
Yeah, a lot of times when you're out of whack as a pitcher, it's usually because you just fly open, especially a breaking ball. And that's what it looks like Jesse's doing right now. Just try to stay in a little bit longer. How do you do that? Just turn your hip a little, keep it over the rubber a little bit longer like that. There's a good fastball.
10th pitch for Crain, just the 3rd strike. And it's 2-1.
Anytime I felt myself rushing, I always tell myself, stay over the rubber just a little bit longer. Just like that. That's a good pitch. You could almost see it. When he flies open with that left shoulder, then, it has a tendency to just, your arm can't catch up. So 2 good fastballs away.
And hook foul. You look at the Twins bullpen, Bert, the way it's constructed, and you can imagine that the Twins bullpen could be a difference maker come October.
Oh, for sure.
You never know what's going to happen, and if any of the likes of Fuentes, Caps, or anybody, if they really struggle, of course, that's what will be remembered. But you can also imagine a scenario where Crain, Guerrero, Fuentes, Caps, Roush, any combination of that sort, could really be a difference maker in any playoff series.
Maharis, you got some great arms out there.
There's Fuentes.
Yeah, combined, they have the lowest ERA in the American League at 3.25.
2-2. And that curve, trying to drop it down, and it was very high, 3-2.
Yeah, just getting under it a little bit. And now he's put him in that situation now. I mean, you don't want to walk him, so he's going to go with another fastball. The 2 strikes so far to Coco Crisp have been fastballs out over the plate. And Gutierrez not going to move much, just a little bit outer half right there.
And it's laced to Hudson.
Yep.
So Crisp with a great at bat, and he hit it hard at the end, but right at the second baseman for the first out. How did Target Field get built? You can get the inside scoop by purchasing Target Field, the new home of the Minnesota Twins. It's on the bookshelves at the Twins merchandise outlets and at twinsbaseball.com. Steve Berg with a great job putting the book together. Great pictures and the inside story on how this beautiful ballpark was built. Crain relieved by Brian Fuentes when we come back.
road trip. Little extra dirt area around third and first base.
Yeah, said a lot of of course, when you get a base hit, the runners were rounding first base into that grass area that once was. So, they kind of changed it around. It looks good. I like it.
Well, Brian Fuentes comes out of the pen here to face Derek Barton.
Well, Fuentes making his 44th overall relief appearance. He worked a couple days ago against the Chicago White Sox. He threw 1 1/3 innings of shutout baseball in that Twins 8-5 win on Thursday.
Barton 0 for 3, struck out his last time up. Up and in, ball 1.
Well, one thing that Fuentes brings with him, now he's not the closer here, he brings a lot of some postseason experience. He's in the World Series with the Rockies back in 2007. Led the American League in saves with 48 last year.
I remember Ron Gardenhire saying when he first found out of the acquisition of Fuentes, the first order of business was to make it clear to Fuentes that he was not going to be the closer, just to make sure there was no misunderstanding. And Fuentes, of course, the pro that he is, said, "Hey, no problem. I'll just, you want me to pitch the 8th? You want me to pitch the 3rd inning? I'm here to help."
Has 187 major league saves.
Just missed, and it's 2-1.
So he's been in a lot of situations, and now he's kind of the setup guy to Matt Capps.
And as we said before, one of many. Whether it's Crane, Guerrero from the right side, Maharas, Fuentes from the left side. And he sticks another fastball in the outside corner.
Yeah, he's got to be hard to hit, for a left-handed hitter, because he hides the ball extremely well. We're talking about Jesse Crane opening up. Fuentes, he keeps that right shoulder in as well as anybody. Right like that. And then there's that breaking ball.
And the fly to right, Repko with a nice running catch. Out number 2. And that'll bring up Ellis. Ellis 0 for 3. Ground ball, a pop up, and a strikeout. In about 40 minutes, the White Sox will host Detroit. Justin Verlander been pitching very well for the Tigers here in September. He'll pitch against Lucas Harrell for the White Sox. 1 strike. Two strikes.
What I like about Fuentes' delivery is that watch his glove. He doesn't drop his glove. That's outstanding to me, because the hitter sees the glove, and then all of a sudden here comes the ball with that short arm type of delivery. He hides the ball extremely well, and that glove that he kind of brings up kind of helps hide that baseball. See, there's the glove, and all of a sudden here comes the ball.
1-2.
I was taught at a very young age, when I started playing catch, it wasn't drop the glove or your elbow down to your side. Bring the glove up, and almost like a pendulum swings together, your glove and the baseball.
And sweep it in front of your body.
Right. I did that throughout my career when I warmed up on the side, just throwing, playing catch. I always brought my glove up like that, and then all of a sudden, boom, there comes the baseball right behind it.
Popped up right side. Repko coming in. 1 out from Crane, 2 from Fuentes, and a 1-2-3-8.
continue after the game with Quest Twins Live, including the Toyota post-game wrap. We will chat with Danny Valencia. He has had a game-breaking home run here this afternoon, back-to-back games with a home run. Danny Valencia will join us after the game, plus Kevin Slowey in his 6 2/3 inning. Roy Smalley and Mike Pomeranz will take a look at that. And that magic number for the Twins just keeps on falling. Every Twins win or White Sox loss changes the number. And we hope we'll see it grow, or shrink, I should say, Dick and Bert, by at least 1, maybe even 2 here today.
Well, thank you, Marnie. J.J. Hardy will hit for the Twins here, bottom of the 8th, and he'll face right-hander Brad Ziegler.
Yeah, Ziegler making his 59th relief appearance. 3 wins, 4 losses out of the A's bullpen. 23 walks, 8 intentional in 53 2/3 innings with 35 strikeouts.
Regarding the magic number, the earliest the Twins could clinch would be Tuesday night. And then the Twins play a day game on Wednesday, and similarly the White Sox out on the West Coast play a day game starting a couple hours later on Wednesday. On the outside corner, 2-2.
You see the underarm delivery of Ziegler. Now Henry Rodriguez pitched the 8th inning or 7th inning. You think the Twins should hit this guy? He doesn't throw anything.
Bouncer to the right side. Hardy, who's drawn a couple of walks today, is retired, 1 away. Fox Sports North supports Ronald McDonald House Charities, Upper Midwest, who later this fall will open a second house inside Children's Hospital in Minneapolis. With the opening of this second house, they're able to accommodate 64 families a night, 365 nights a year. It's a charity truly unique in its mission. And to learn how you can support families battling critical illness, visit foxsportsnorth.com and click on the Fox Sports North Supports banner.
Yeah, I've been to that hospital in Minneapolis, and they're doing a great job with that whole hospital.
2 strikes now to Jason Repko. Off-speed pitch, spun foul, back and out of play.
Well, Ziegler in his 3rd season with the A's, he's that underarm delivery type guy that, no ball is straight. Everything has sink to it. The breaking ball's like a big frisbee. See that frisbee right there? Good hard slider down and away. So Ziegler picks up the strikeout. Hitters always, you talk to Rod Carew, they look at the bill of the hat, but this guy goes underneath that bill of the hat. Good pitch. A strikeout.
2 down, and here's Drew Butera. Butera, 1 for 2. A fly ball double to the left field corner off the glove of then left fielder Chris Carter. 1-1. Twins getting a run in the 5th.
And Matt Capps getting loose for a save opportunity.
3 runs in the 6th. The 3-run scoring on Valencia's 4th home run of the year. Tap foul, and if the game ends as it is now, it will be yet another 2-run game in a season series that's been filled with 1- and 2-run decisions.
Yeah, the first 4 games between these 2 ball clubs were decided by 1 run, and the last 3 have been decided by 2 runs.
Butera strikes out. The Oakland bullpen, impressive last night, impressive again today. Matt Capps will have a 2-run lead as we go to the 9th.
was a Toyota game reset with the Twins getting a big 3-run home run from Danny Valencia.
Yeah, it was back-to-back days for home runs for Danny Valencia. A solo home run yesterday, last night, and here this afternoon, a big 3-run home run coming in the 6th inning. Twins have a 2-run lead, a save opportunity, and that means Matt Capps is in the ball game. He picked up a save, his number 13th, a couple nights ago against the Chicago White Sox in the 8-5 win over the Sox to sweep the Chicago White Sox. Looking for his 14th save, and it would be his 40th save on the year.
First pitch, grounded weakly to Orlando Hudson. Jack Cust retired. Capps will have to try to deal with the middle of the Oakland lineup, starting with Cust. Took care of him quickly. Then Landon Powell and Rajai Davis.
Yeah, Jack Cust jumping on that first pitch. He's just happy to hit it into play. Kevin Slowey struck him out 3 times.
Looking all 3 times.
Yep. 8 strikeouts for Slowey, looking for his 13th win. Good job by Jesse Crain. He struggled a little bit. Brian Fuentes came in and got the final 2 outs of the 8th inning. Now Capps looking for the save.
We talked about the bullpen and how it could be a difference maker if the Twins get to the playoffs, and can be a very effective tool for the Twins. One of the reasons is right now it's a very well rested bullpen. And so this relief effectiveness that the Twins have seen can be due to some degree to the starting pitchers who've done a nice job. 1 strike to Powell. Powell's put the barrel of the bat on 3 times with a home run in the 2nd, a double in the 5th, and a warning track fly ball hauled in by Repko in the 7th inning. 2 strikes.
Well, Powell, again, you know, he's kind of been Dallas Braden's personal catcher, but he's making the most out of this afternoon's opportunity to catch Braden. Three good at bats so far. The home run, the double, and then the deep fly ball.
Popped up left side. Valencia through the sunglasses, keeps his eyes on the ball. Makes the catch. 2 quick outs. Jimmy John's delivery of the game provided by Valencia.
Came in the 6th inning within a 1-1 ball game. Danny Valencia with 1 swing made it a 4-1 ball game in the Twins' favor. His 4th home run of the year.
Two down in the 9th. Capps has only thrown 4 pitches so far. Rajai Davis, last hope for the A's.
Another sellout here this afternoon.
Bouncer right side. And the Minnesota Twins have a magic number of just 6.
Very good starting pitching. Slowey winning his 13th. Great job by the bullpen. Good timely hitting, especially that 3-run home run off the bat of Danny Valencia.
Well, the Twins had a tough loss last night in a well-pitched ball game. Mike Pomerantz, the Twins came back today and continue to play very well at Target Field.
Yeah, carrying it all right now. Danny Valencia red hot. Hey guys, coming up today on Quest Twins Live, we're going to recap Danny Valencia's wonderful night again. The Twins picking up their 89th win of the year. We're also going to talk about how well Kevin Slowey pitched and that magic number falling.